y'all, how you doing? This is ArtsyWisdom. My name's Diane. Thank you for coming by. I'm going to look into the energies of this week. I'm going to look into the ceasefire or the planned peace talks, peace direction between Ukraine, Russia / Putin, and US / F-47. I'm also going to look into Musk and see if what is happening with him, and again, our week ahead. Thank you to all of you who have given me so lovely comments of support and validation last time, and that means a lot to me, so thank you very much. Let's get started. Hi there. Okay, let's get started. But before I do, I wanted to share with you, I partnered with a company called Otter Spirit, and they create bracelets and other jewelry, and they only use high-grade crystals and natural stones, gemstones, and a small portion of each product goes to the wildlife or the Wild Sea Otter Fund in Southern California. Today, I'm using I'm turquoise one, and I don't know if you guys can see they have a little otter thing, a stainless steel little tab on the bottom. This is turquoise. Each one of these bracelets comes in a little gift box and in a little velveteen pouch, which is lovely, with a little otter, their symbol. And so you could give these away. Today is turquoise. This is intention for me today, because I usually pick things that have the intention that I'm looking for. Like this is rose quartz today. Today, turquoise. I don't get swept away by inner storms. I think we could all use that today. The intention is healing and wisdom. It feels good just to know that I'm setting that intention for today, and it emphasizes our throat chakra, because turquoise is the color of our throat chakra. So hopefully my words, my communication, my intention, it comes out more of a healing and wisdom. It says they also are signed up, or they also are associated with zodiac signs Aquarius, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Aries. So if you guys are interested, there's a link in my description box. But I feel really good about this company, so I thought I'd share that with you. So let's get started. Thank you again for all my comments from last time. You guys are so great when I share different things that I'm getting, and I'm trying to be as honest and authentic as possible. So I'm glad you guys understand that. I'm doing my best, and whatever happens, happens. All right. For those of you who have been here, you know I think of birds as messengers. So I have a couple crow tarot decks. This lovely deck. Well, I have Urban Crow, which isn't a tarot deck, but it's she makes this MJ Colorline birds. I never used to be, I always listened to birds and got messages through birds, but crows or ravens, never been a thing, but I don't know. I'm growing into it. So, and I love her artwork. So let's look at this. This piece, the discussion. He spoke with Putin for 2 hours, Zelensky for 1, supposedly. There was a readout. What's her name? Caroline Levitt from the podium in the press room said that it went fine. Everybody's agreeing on something. I did hear that, though, when they were describing it, something about, and I could be wrong, that Russia or Ukraine had said that we, the United States, could, and I'm totally could be wrong with this, so maybe you guys can correct me, that they could take over the control of these energy plants or nuclear plants or whatever they are, just as a kind of a peacekeeper kind of situation, which I thought was a slippery slope, because if we are putting people on the ground there, then who knows what then an agreement will be had, or some sort of sabotage could be had. But I'm going to look into, sometimes my visions are better than the tarot cards, because I just get colors and imagery. And in the past, Putin has been this Fabergé, it's not called a Fabergé egg, but it's an Easter egg chocolate form. I still don't feel like he's great. I still feel like he's dealing with some sort of long-term cancerous kind of thing, but he's gotten healing. I don't know if you guys noticed him for a while there, a year and a half ago. He was just very puffy. Probably he's getting some sort of steroids, but he's pulled through. But I do feel like he is he doesn't have a lot of options, and we know that. And before, I've seen the bottom of this chocolate egg getting chewed away by a conveyor belt, and then he falls off the back. It's almost like now I see him at the end of the conveyor belt, not running, but holding on, because he hasn't fell off. I think right now him getting, F-47 on his side, or being the promoter of authoritarianism and the enemy that is Russia, he feels like he's going to survive right now. He feels like he's done everything he can to survive. And if you guys, I mentioned this on my last video, just a side note. In my post, one of my posts a couple times ago, there was a video. This psychiatrist talked about the psychology of a Trump voter, or people that voted for him, and why they did that. It's basically a radicalization of them, and due to a variety of factors. And it's a long-term plan, and it's like the KGB does in their converting of people, radicalization of people, or breaking down institutions, breaking down trust. He shows a couple different scenes from old videos, but it's fascinating. So if you guys want to look at that, it ends on a positive note, so don't get too scared about it. But anyway, so when I get into Putin's energy, I feel like he's smiling. I see him looking at, even though I know they weren't in the same room, they were on a conversation. Maybe it was a Zoom call where they saw each other on a screen. But I feel like Putin is smiling, and I see him, I can feel a sense of relief in my body with him. He's going, okay, good. I got this. I finally got somebody that I don't have to fight with as much. He's still manipulating him to the nth degree, but it's like a relief. So something between them that Trump said to him, gave him information, convinced Putin to realize that he's reached some sort of mile marker, or some goalpost, or something that he had wanted, or he'd been working on for years and years, some agreement. And is it because of Ukraine and part of it is definitely Ukraine. I can see, originally I saw Zelensky, this was like several months ago, Zelensky was already ready to stop fighting, and he was willing to give up a portion of the country that had been taken by Russia, or it was in control of Russia, because they really wanted to kind of move on, and it was reluctantly so, but he was willing to do that. Now it's beyond that, because now that Russia thinks it can get away with everything, Putin is relieved, and I feel a dirtiness. I feel some cheating, or some sly, devious, nefarious, backhanded, back channel thing going on over here. And Russia's so good. Putin is so good. It's almost like I'm putting in the mind of, there's these when you go to a fair, or a circus, what's it called, carnival, and you go up to, this has happened when you went to, an old boyfriend and I did it, they have you throw the ball to knock over these, the milk bottles that are shaped whatever. And this is like in the early 80s, so things are expensive, and he thought he could do it. So he threw the ball, and he knocked down one or two or something, and if you knock down all of them, you get, I forget what prize he got, or how much, whatever it was. But my boyfriend at the time kept giving more, because he saw he was close. He was so close to knocking it down, and there was either one or two left. And he was an athlete, so he thought he could, I think, yeah. And he thought, oh, I can get this. It's close and close. But he never could knock them all the way down. Ended up pouring 80, I remember it was like $90 in 1981 or whatever it was, or 80. That was a lot of money for a young person. And that's the vibe I'm getting. I was put in mind of that, like moving the goalpost, or saying, oh yeah, it's right here. And then it comes back farther and farther and farther. And it's convincing you, yeah, it's going to happen. It never does. That's the feeling I get. We're being cheated or being told something. It comes from both sides of that conversation, Trump and Putin. I think Putin is obviously playing Trump, but I think there's something in the semantics or the verbiage or something that Putin said that either was not translated, but something where the US took it one way, or we were convinced that it was this way, and Putin meant it this way. So it's just like, it's going to be teasing and not. Putin wants at least the one half of Ukraine. He wants he wants the coast. He wants half of Ukraine at least, at the very least. And he wants to take it all ultimately. But for now, he'd be willing to take half. I do see the power plants are a huge thing. And it's funny, okay, so I don't know how this is. The power plants are here, and there's a space and a border, and Putin is, okay, I'm sorry, I'm confusing. Here's Ukraine. There's a line going down the middle that's like a border, and there's a space of land that Russia doesn't own or doesn't control. And then here's the part they do control. And the power plant is somewhere, I don't know, on that edge. But Russia, there's something with this agreement where they want to draw a line down the middle, and all of this land that they don't control, there's something in the agreement where they feel like, yes, we'll just do a border here, or we're going to make a line here. It's not going to be ours right away. We're just going to do this. But there's something devious about this line that they're creating in this treaty or document that's going to give them an excuse to take it or use force. But I know I'm probably not saying anything you guys aren't surprised about, because of course he wants to cheat. I'm both there. Trump has been so played, so played. If I get into Zelensky's energy, I feel very sweaty for some reason. I feel sweaty, and like, I know he thanked him a lot in the call. Made sure to thank him, because it's really, really important for somebody to be kissed up to, you know who I mean, and the other people on the call. He doesn't, I feel like his words don't have weight. What he's saying is like, goes into the vapor, goes into the air, like it doesn't have any meat to it, or it can't grab onto reality. And maybe that's because that's how it's taken, and it's just gone poof, kind of thing. Although from Zelensky's point of view, he's saying a lot of important, meaningful things, words, commitments, that kind of stuff, willing to acquiesce or give in or compromise. And it's those two, Putin and Trump, feel like they have all the control, which they do. Not all, but I think the ceasefire is going to hold, like I said, for a month maybe. I think there's just so much more talking they have to do, and I just feel like in the meantime, this conversation that Putin and Trump had is going to develop. Putin has the patience of Job. He's got the patience forever. So they're just going to long game. And Trump will get the kudos for saying, yeah, we're getting peace. But it's push back. I feel Zelensky's sadness or frustration. I just feel he's really stuck. And even if he gives in and says, okay, you can take the land or the property that you have in control of now, I feel like it won't stop any. It'll only be a temporary halt. And then Russia will regain its ammunitions or its power, and then take another assault at it another time. I think that's what's going to happen, people. I'm sorry. For now, though, I don't think anything for about 30 days or so-ish. but there's some sneakiness in the treaty, the discussions about what they're saying and what either Zelensky heard or knew, or what they're describing it as, or what the State Department is doing the readout saying this is what they said. It's exactly what you think it is. Not good. Okay, I'm going to pull just some cards on. This is, I want Ukraine, Ace of Cups. Okay, and then moving a Chariot and the Lovers. Okay, so they are really looking forward to having this happen. They want to have a relationship. Let's do this. They're excited. And then Russia, I got these upside down. Ace of Wands. So they've got an Ace of Wands, Page of Pentacles. That's a slow moving information. And the Knight of Swords. So there is, and then a Knight of Swords, which is fast, and the King of Pentacles, which I think might be, I don't see anything like really bad right now. It's the Empress, which I think of as Russia. Two of Swords, Page of Wands. No, I don't see anything bad right now. I feel like everybody's got their ideas that are going to happen, and they're basing their choices or their announcements on that experience that they have together. Okay. With Teslas or the dealerships being attacked, or cars and vehicles, and the sales tanked, especially in Europe and that kind of stuff. And they're calling it active domestic terrorism, which you shouldn't be violent, but still, it's not domestic terrorism, I don't think, maybe. But I looking at his energy in the big picture of DOGE or the government, DOGE, Musk. I'm Musk, and I feel, like I said, I've seen him, this black and white checkerboard floor underneath F-47 or F-45, the orange blob. His cake is broken, and he's kind of sliming his way. He's a shapeshifter, and he's going over this way. Very secretive and sneaky. But as it comes to, is he giving up? Is he thinking about moving out of, I guess he was already losing money, and that's why this whole DOGE thing came about, and why he wanted Trump in office, because he was going to lose these court cases, and he needed to disassemble these agencies that were taking him to court. Pretty smart, but devious. And I feel like whatever he's doing, he's moving forward, but this is at a standstill. DOGE, that's where I'm at. Even though I know they're taking things apart right and left, and they're in court, I do feel like he's doing something else. Is it having to do with DOGE? It is. It's about IT. It's like, it's not quite Social Security or Medicare. It's none of that. It's something, another department, another angle he's going in on. Department of Education? Why do I think that? He's going at another angle that helps him. It's not about helping the country, because it's all about him. But I feel darkness about it. But I also feel like his mind, there's something, is it health? Something with his brain. No, it's his brain. It's like how I would feel if I was sick, like I can't think straight. It's not dementia or anything like that. It's like, it's what's the word? It's not confusion. What is it? It's like he can't go forward. It's like he's trying to think things and work them out, but there's something that his brain isn't working right. And I don't know if it's his ketamine addiction or other addictions, and this is for entertainment purposes only, because I know nothing about that. But maybe that is what is keeping his brain from functioning properly. There's something where his brain, and this guy's a genius, right? But there's something where it's either that or he's being blocked. Maybe that's it. Somebody is caught on to his thing over here. He's being blocked somehow. He can't move forward. And it's not quite a back channel, but it's another direction that he's trying to go. But Tesla is here. And it's gone down. His stock has gone down and the sales have gone down. I don't see it disappearing. I said this before. I think I see the board asking him to leave. And so they can get his face and him out of there somehow. I think they're thinking of doing that. I think that's the plan. And he's going to take a buyout or something and go. But I see that him doing that, he makes him go downhill. Because this is not right. Something is happening here. And maybe it's just today, because when I get into a person's energy, I kind of just see them for that day. This is Tesla. Tesla's 10 of Pentacles, so that's good. And then 6 of Wands. That's success. Page of Swords. And this, I picture this crow as taking this difficult times away. So I think Tesla is okay. Eventually, I know it's losing, like I said, sales and everything, but they're going to take his part out eventually. I don't know how that'll happen. And he probably doesn't want it, but it's something like that. It's kind of like X, but X is, he's still there. He's not going anywhere. But it's like that feeling where they need to save the company and they have to do this. And they're going to tell him in a way, it's like, this is the best for everybody. So Musk, Knight of Pentacles, he's moving slower. The Magician, he's in control of everything. He thinks he's in control of everything. He has all the tools. And the Ace of Pentacles, money, in the beginning. And 9 of Cups, he's happy. Even though I see this thing limiting him, I think he thinks he's, his shit doesn't stink, right? The way that is. And then I see 4 of Swords, which is stopping. Oh, okay. So I got the 9 of Cups. So there's a period of time where he's in the not too distant future. He's feeling like, okay, I'm doing what I'm told. I'm doing what I think is the right thing to do because I'm in charge and I'm the king of the world, basically. And I can pull the strings over here. I can pull the strings over there. And I'm just going to destroy these things just because I can. And it's not about the democracy. It's about doing what I think is right for having money. But then I see he's got the Magician, Ace of Pentacles, which is the beginning of making money. So I think this is a shift for him, that shift. And then 9 of Cups, thinking, I got it all. I'm completely happy. And he's doing great. And then we get the 4 of Swords, where I'm going to have to take a rest. I've had a long battle. I'm tired. I'm going to quit for a little bit. Maybe that's the kind of slow down over here. And then we've got the 7 of Wands, which it's like somebody in battle who's having a really hard time. They're losing. So, and then there's this card, guys, the Death card. So he's going to be coming to a transition here. Not saying unliving or leaving the 3D world, but there's a transition in the not too distant future. Anyway, so there's that. Okay, so the week ahead, today is, I'm doing this on Wednesday, March 19th. Neptune is going into Aries, I think in a week or so, or maybe at the end of the month. Big shift. Mercury's going to go direct a little after that, which is huge because we've been going through this reviewing stage, courts pushing back, things happening. And some of those aspects in astrology are really big in the United States chart. The delusion, the cloud is going to be lifted. Not right away. This cloud that we've been living under is going to be clearing. It's many people won't have it lift, but most are going to eventually. We are going to get through this. It's going to be like when, back during the McCarthy hearings, when everybody was a communist and they blackballed everybody in the 50s, I guess it was. It was horrible. And everybody's going to look back and go, why did we do that? Or people, you know, how could we have done that or let that happen? You know, and that's what because everybody was like, it was a fervor at the time, or people were doing this, people in charge, and we believed them because they're the senators and they're the leaders, and we just assume they know what they're doing. But there's a lot of reasons behind it. But it will part. So this next week, I'm going to pull, let's see, this next week, Queen of Cups and Seven of Pentacles. Maybe things are going to slow down. And right behind the Queen of Cups is a Queen of Swords. So there is some strong female, strong, smart, clear, emotionally intelligent female energy that is going to be dominant this week. And it's going to start creating a slow burn, something that's growing slowly, that we have to watch, and we don't have to wait, but we watch it grow. We're working on something that's going to build. And these vets, all these people at these open town halls or whatever they are, that are really mad, they're going to get more and more mad. And next week, see the Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. We have 2 queens and 2 knights. And then we've got the Nine of Cups. So I feel like, my sense is there's hope. Somehow, some way this week, we're going to see a sense of hope. Because we've got some emotional offer, Nine of Cups, and then the Knight of Wands is fast, inspiration, somebody coming, you know, charged and having that fire energy, the inspiration, and maybe these women are the ones. And then we've got the Nine of Cups, where I feel like I've got, it's a wish card, but that's just this week. So today's the 19th. I think some of this may be the courts and the arguing with the courts, and Justice Roberts coming out and saying, you have to go through this process for 200 years it's taken. And that Caroline Leavitt, she pushed back and she said, that's a partisan judge that was appointed by Obama. Well, one of the reporters said, no, it was George Bush who nominated, and he was confirmed under George Bush. And under Obama, he was elevated to a higher position as a federal judge. But don't be putting it all on Obama. You know, she was corrected, thankfully. But okay, what kind of words of hope and energy from this week? I feel the sun. I feel the sun is coming out, and I don't know what that's about. I feel like a sunny day is ahead. I hope I'm right. I feel a sunny day is ahead. Like we are going to, I do see something about an airplane, maybe skidding or something, but I don't feel like it's crashing. I just feel like there's something about an airplane. There's something with the sun and a bright, just in this week, at the end of this month. So that would be the 19th to the 27th, 26th. I feel like it's okay. I feel like the fire hose is gone to a trickle for the minute. But I feel like we're assembling. There's some women that are coming along, or maybe female energy. It doesn't have to be women, but maybe emotionally sober women or intelligent men that are aligned with the greater good of the earth, Mother Earth, and maybe that kind of energy. But it's good. Okay, if you guys have any other questions, I got a couple suggestions in regards to people that have passed on, celebrities that they wanted me to look into. So I'll be doing that in the not too distant future. All right, you guys, take care. Keep doing things for yourself that make you happy, because you can't wait. Barbara Walter said, you can't wait till the time is perfect, right? Otherwise, you're going to waste this time. Don't waste a minute. All right, take care.